Hello, my name is Chaya and I am from Cinco Ranch Branch Library. In today's session, we are going to discuss transitions and animations in PowerPoint 2010. Objectives of today's class will include to understand the difference between transitions and animations and to apply the same in a PowerPoint presentation. The tabs for transitions and animations can be found alongside the other tabs on the top of the screen. So what is transition? Transition is the art of moving from one slide to another. Many different transitions are available in PowerPoint 2010. Each transition comes its own effects. We can choose to leave our transitions on default mode, or we could choose a different transition effect. How do we go about applying transitions to our slides? First, we select the slide that we would like to transition to. Then we click on the Transitions tab to view the transitions that are available to us. Select a transition. In this case, I am choosing the fade transition. And then select the effect options that are available for this particular transition. You are able to choose a preview, view a preview of the transition that you are adopting by selecting the preview button to the left of the ribbon. You are also able to select a duration time for your transitions. By default, PowerPoint moves the slides at the duration of 2 minutes. You are able to change that timing. On the Transitions tab, in the Timings group to the right of the ribbon, you are able to change the duration by changing the numbers in the duration box. The question you are asking here is, how fast do you want your slides to transition from one to another? The larger the number that you put in the box here would mean the slower the transition would happen. You are also able to advance the slide in two different ways in PowerPoint 2010. By default, slides advance only on mouse click, and that is why this box is always found checked. If you choose to add timed transitions to the slides, uncheck this box and add a number in the box beneath right here. The question you're asking here is, after how many specified number of seconds would you like the next slide to appear? What is the difference between transition and animations? While transitions are applied to slides themselves, animations are applied to objects that are placed inside the slides. Animations are tools that embellish presentations to give them a professional look. Use animations and transitions sparingly, as they can take away from the presentation instead of enhancing it. Just as in transitions, PowerPoint provides us with a lot of animations that we can adopt for objects within our slides. We can also create our own animations. Creating animations and using them sparingly makes a very powerful PowerPoint presentation. Just as in transitions, we are also able to decide how our animation is going to start. We can, by default, all animations start on click, but you are able to decide whether you want all of your animations on a particular slide to happen together or one by one. The length of the animation can also be decided, and the speed with which it arrives on the slide can also be decided by changing the numbers in the timings group. Let us practice animations with this particular slide. On this slide, I have inserted 3 different objects. The first object we will play with is the red flower. Select the Animations tab. Notice that none of the tools in the Animations ribbon are now available to us. However, when we click in an inserted object, all the tools become available. For this particular object, I decide to choose the Fly In animation mode. Get a preview of your animation by selecting the Preview button to the left side of the ribbon. If you find that the animation is coming onto the slide a little too fast, you are able to change the duration of the animation by changing the number in the timings group to the right side of the ribbon. Right now it's at 0.50. I am increasing the time to maybe 1.50. Let us go ahead and preview to see how our animation appears on the slide with this new number. Notice how the animation appears much slower than before. So the rule of thumb is the higher the number in this box, the slower will be the movement of the animation. Another thing to remember is the moment you insert any animation effect on an object, you will find a little number that appears right next to the object. This number denotes that this is the first animation effect that has been applied on this slide. Let's move to object number 2. By clicking on the yellow flower, I'm now able to apply the same animation or a different type of animation. For this example, I choose to apply a different animation. Get a preview. Notice how these two objects are appearing one after the other. The speed for object number 2 still remains 0.50, while the speed of the animation for object number 1 is 1.50 as we had modified it. If you choose to modify the speed on object number 2 to the same as object number 1, go ahead and change the number in the duration box. Let's see a preview of the animations that we have applied to these two objects. Now, for object number 3, I might choose that this particular object that I have inserted, fly in, and I might increase the duration to similar to the other animations on this slide. I might choose that object number 3 arrives with the previous animations. Let's have a preview. Notice how object number 3 arrives at the same time as object number 2 because that is the setting that we chose here. If you would like object number 2 to also arrive alongside with object number 1, choose the with previous option. Let's have a preview. Notice how all 3 animations arrived on the slide at the same time. SmartArt graphics also lend themselves very well to animations. By clicking inside the SmartArt, we are able to choose whether we need all the aspects of the SmartArt graphic to appear on the slide at the same time or in a particular sequential order. And for this particular SmartArt graphics example, I might choose the appear animation, and I would choose the duration to be the same as earlier, 1.50. Let's see a preview of our animation effect for this particular SmartArt graphics. So there was a delay in timing. By clicking on the effect options box, you have a sequential order that can be chosen. At this point, all of the elements of this graphics are appearing on the slide at the same time. We can choose to change that as if they are going to appear one by one. Such a timed animation effect is probably very useful when making oral presentations during PowerPoint presentations. So, in summary, the differences between transition and animations are few, and the big difference is that transitions are applied to slides themselves, while animations are applied to objects within the slide. Use transitions and animations sparingly so as to not distract the audience. Applying too many animations distracts an audience and takes away from a powerful presentation. If you like this video and would like to look at some of the other videos that Fort Bend County Libraries has created for other computer classes, please follow the link below. Thank you so much for staying with us for this presentation on PowerPoint's transition and animations.